Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival series. Now, I do have some unfortunate news to share about the past couple days involving the survival series. So, I recorded what was going to be today's episode, number 67, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 68. Whatever number this episode is, the one that I recorded is what it was supposed to be. Unfortunately, I ran into many different audio glitches with my microphone. I have gotten them all resolved, so no need to worry about that. But unfortunately, that episode was just too far gone to use anything from it. I can put up some clips here on the screen as I talk about what we did. Luckily, it wasn't anything momentous or anything like that, so we didn't miss out on a whole lot. In fact, I even referred to it as a junk drawer episode, just because we were doing a bunch of minor things. But one of those things that you will notice is right over here. We built a pumpkin and a melon farm. Now, again, not really a huge farm or anything complex or anything like that. And I'm not super happy with how this turned out. It looked better in my mind. Perhaps if I replaced the glass with panes and brought those to the edge, I might like it a little more. But this will need some work. Nonetheless, we have a minecart that runs underneath here, and we have pumpkins on this side, and melons over here on this side. So we now have a pumpkin and melon farm, and look at that, we already have 50 melons and 10 pumpkins, so we are doing pretty good right there. The second thing that we took care of in the last episode is back at spawn. We fixed our iron farm once again with the villager that kept getting killed by the zombie. The villager has been replaced once again, and the zombie is not able to reach it. However, with the changes that came in the 1.20.5 update involving the spawn chunks and the reduction of the size, our farm no longer works in the background, which means we will be starting today's episode at spawn, building a chunk loader. It's super simple, it won't take much time at all, but we will be doing that here in just a moment. The other thing that we did is over here at our wolf shelter, we discovered a couple, or well, one new variant of wolf. The woods wolf, which we found in a spruce taiga a little ways away. Right here, the woods wolves, right in there, we have 3 of them, so we are now up to 3, and I mentioned at the end of that episode that I would like to get a new variant at the end of each episode until we have all 9 variants. And the very last thing that we did in the last episode is about 5,000 blocks away from here. But it is just a quick trip through the nether, and it brings us right here to our second trail ruin that we have discovered. I did build a haste beacon right here. It is very mismatched with all of the blocks that I could bring together, but that is what I have to help make digging this up go a little bit faster. These are just some of the blocks that I have found, not the diamond blocks. Those were extra from the beacon. But the reason I wanted to find this and dig it up is because we needed one more armor trim, which we have found. We now have all 4 armor trims from the trail ruins, and that was the primary goal of this. So I will be returning to this to finish uncovering it, but it won't be anything on camera since we have already seen that in a previous episode. Go watch that if you haven't yet. It is a lot of fun. So we are going to put that shulker box away. Actually, I guess I could just leave that here, but we will bring the armor trim back with us, and we will get on with today's episode now that we are all caught up. And I was going to make some other changes here in the world, specifically with landscaping. I was going to add a small pond right down here, line this with trees and flowers and things like that, and really extend this whole design throughout all of our paths, and extend this one over here. But that just seemed like too many changes since the last time, and I don't want this world to seem disconnected from all of you since you are also a big part of it. So I decided to just put off those changes, and I will save those for another time. But as I said before, today is all about, well, not the whole episode, but the start of today's episode is all about building a chunk loader. Now, I did have to look up how to do this, but they are extremely simple. Alright, so we are here in the spawn chunks now, and as you can see, our iron farm is functioning as it should be once again. The problem is, it is not filling up with iron. So that is why we are here, and we are actually going to let this run in the background because I need to make a few minecarts for our spawn chunk loader, or just our normal chunk loader, since we are not in the spawn chunks. The first step though is to move. Hello. Alright. Well, I think the first step is going to be to sleep, but my bed is at the trail ruin right now, so I don't know that I have a bed up there, but I suppose it is worth checking. And it doesn't look like I do. Oh well. What I really need to do is go around here with some torches so we don't have any monster spawns. But it looks like I should be okay here in the vicinity. So the first step is going to be moving the portal into the chunk that the iron farm is in. If we take a look at our chunk borders, it is just outside of it. So we will move that in, and I'm realizing now that is also outside, but when I tested this, I did have success with iron golems spawning, so I think we will be okay actually if we just leave it right there, which is what we will do. So we won't move this, it'll save us a little bit of time too, we won't have to break all of that obsidian. So the first step is going to be getting a hopper minecart into this block right there. Now the easiest way to do that, we are just going to take our rails. Where is my detector rail? It has not been made yet. That is why I cannot find it. So there we go. Take our detector rails and we will place those just like this. If we put a slab, actually I don't even think we need a slab, but I do need a little bit of iron to make a minecart that we can turn into a hopper minecart. There we go. And I think if we just place this right there, give it a little push, that was not supposed to happen, but I know why it did happen. So let me go grab that minecart. Okay, so we are going to put a slab right there, and now when we place our minecart, it did it again. Why is it? I know why. Okay, one more time, third time's the charm. So we want to break the portal first. There we go. And then when we place that down, that will fall into that obsidian, and we can go ahead and put our obsidian back. I won't light it just yet, and we can take these rails back as well. I think our slab went in there, and now we will work from this side for the rest of the machine here. So we will break these blocks, and under here, well actually right on this block, we will have our dispenser facing up, and we will have a hopper facing into this dispenser right underneath where that minecart hopper is. There we go. And now if we fill all of this in with our blocks, except for that one, and then redstone torch right here, lever on this side, full block on top, detector rail, one more detector rail to line that up. Now, if we load this up with minecarts, so let's grab some more iron in here, and we can make a few minecarts and get these placed into this dispenser. This should work effectively if we light the portal. Oh wait, one more step. We have to make sure that we have fire on this side. I think right here, from what I recall from my testing, that will cause the minecarts to break, turn into those item entities just like that, and they will travel back through the nether portal, landing on the obsidian right there, getting put into the hopper minecart, into that hopper, going back into this dispenser, and it will just be one continuous loop. So let's flick that on and then off, and now we should see that this will run continuously. There we go, we have now successfully made our chunk loader. I'm gonna put a few more minecarts in there just to be safe. It never hurts to have a full set. and then we should be good to move on with the rest of today's episode. And that is going to be rescuing some ALLAYS from a pillager outpost. When I was out looking for the trail ruin, I found a few pillager outposts. Only one of them had ALLAYS, and I know we have found some in the past, but this one is actually closer than some of the previous ones that we have found. So we are actually going to head back in the direction of our, let me make sure I have my ender chest. We are heading back in the direction of the trail ruin because it is over in that area. So our portal here at the trail ruin, which by the way is at 5,148 and 61 if you are playing on this seed, the pillager outpost is a few blocks in this direction, a couple hundred in that direction, and then we head over this way a little bit further. So we are probably just going to bring the ALLAYS back to this portal. So let's fly over here and it should come into view before too long. And I see the roof of the outpost right up here. Again, if you are playing on the seed, there are the coordinates. I'm at about 5,400 and -300 by the time I get over there. And of course we are going to have to deal with the pillagers that are spawning in, but it looks like we have a lot of ALLAYS, so we will throw them each a baked potato, or I guess I hand it to them, don't I? And then they should follow us as long as they are holding that item. So we will get these two as well. We'll make it a little easier for them to get out. There we go. So we have 4 so far, and this one over here got stuck. I'm just trying to get out of here before the pillagers start spawning in and try to attack us. And then a couple over here. Of course we can breed them, but I just want to take as many back in advance as possible. So there we go. We should have 6 of them following us now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent. I'm also going to check this chest. I don't think I have yet, or maybe I did. But we have a pillager right here. Let's take him out before he becomes too much of an issue. And we can head back to our portal. And we are just going to do a quick roll call here at the top of the tree. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, we are still doing great. And it looks like we have some wolves here in the area. How about that? Oh, there he goes. Alright, he's gonna go attack that sheep. I don't believe we have this kind of wolf yet, but maybe we do. Just in case, I am going to screenshot the coordinates though, and we will come back here in the future if we decide we don't have that wolf. And there goes that sheep. Poor guy. Oh well. The wolf is a little bit cuter in my opinion anyway. And hey, how about that? We have another pillager outpost right up here. I suppose it couldn't hurt to check and see if that one has ALLAYS as well, just to get our numbers up on these little creatures. But I do need to get back to the trail ruin because that is where my bed is. I really do need to pick that back up and put it into the ender chest. But I just realized I'm traveling in the wrong direction, so that probably doesn't help a whole lot. But I don't see any ALLAY cages around here, so we are gonna quickly get out of here and head back towards our trail ruin dig site. So we will sleep real quick and then we will take them through the nether. So hopefully they will follow me through the portal here. I need them to, I guess I could throw some potatoes down into, well, that's not gonna work. I guess they are going through though. Are they all through? I think they are. We may have 1 or 2 lingering out here, but I think most of them found their way through, and that's all that really matters. And we just picked up a new advancement. You've got a friend in me. Have an ALLAY deliver items to you. Oh, how about that? How nice. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have all 6 still, which is fantastic. We will take all of them home now. It is a straight shot all the way back to our portal. Well, it looks like we made it back with 5. I only see 5. I guess there's still 1 in the nether. I will go grab him here in a second. But welcome to your new home, my friends. I hope this is a lot better than the previous condition that all of you were living in over at that pillager outpost. So we are going to put them onto some leads and tie them up just so they don't go flying around all over the place, and we will use them as we need them. Most likely for things like harvesting our wheat field and things like that where we have a lot of blocks dropping. So one of them fell off the lead, but we have 4 of them right here that we can tie up, not super close to the portal, but maybe over here. Well, we'll just put them at the entrance for now. That will work. And we lost another. Oh wait, nope, okay. So we have 2 right here. There we go. How many do we have? 5. Alright, I think the last one is in the nether. So let's head back and see if he's in there. I guess they are going to try to follow me, so I will remove the potato from their hand. Looks like I just right-click them. And this is actually the very first time that I have used ALLAYS. I've never really gotten into them all that much, but I could see why they are so useful. So let's go find their last friend. And there he is. Alright, so let's see if we can get him into the portal here. He should just follow along right into the portal. There we go. And we will get him tied up to the fence post as well, and we can start working on an enclosure for them. There we go. Alright, and they're just gonna hang out right here. Of course, we can always breed them. I think it is with diamonds. Or not breed, I guess they just duplicate themselves. Nonetheless, I think 6 is a great start for us. So we need to figure out an enclosure for them, and I'm thinking maybe something over here, or something over in this direction on this side of town. I haven't fully decided yet, but I do want to do something a little bit more creative, similar to our axolotl enclosure, which I haven't actually been to in a while. So why don't we head on down here, shall we? So we throw a block right there, and we will drop all the way down. I'm still a really big fan of that entrance, still working on a more creative exit design. But let's step in here and take a look at our axolotl friends. There's one, and it looks like most of them seem to be hanging out in here, which makes me wonder if they are stuck. Well, it doesn't look like they are. They seem to just really like that water hole. So we are just going to leave that as it is. And we are just filling this episode with all of the different cute Minecraft mobs, aren't we? Axolotls and ALLAYS. Maybe we could go find some dolphins and turtles as well. But I think our time would be better spent building an enclosure for these guys. I guess we could also put them right down here behind our house. This is a nice open plot, and we don't really have any other plans for this space, so I think that is what we will opt for. So I think what I want to do for this is a very vibrant and fun structure, sort of similar to our wolf enclosure that we have right over here, but for our ALLAYS. It definitely won't be as big as this building because the ALLAYS are pretty small, but I want to do something a little bit more fun. Maybe not with an ALLAY head, but something that signifies that perhaps ALLAYS are within that building. So I think we will use some wool for this, and maybe blue could work well since the ALLAYS are a light blue color. So let's go in here and let's grab some light blue wool out of here, and then what else do we need? What would pair well with light blue? I'm thinking maybe we could go for some quartz, so let me grab some of that. We should have a lot of it, yes we do, and we will just go for the normal blocks of quartz. There we go, and then we need to figure out a roof. So I'm just gonna go into here and type in slab just to see all of our options here, and scrolling through, I think purple could work, but it might clash a little bit with the blue. We could always opt for a quartz, but I think the copper slabs are going to be our best option, especially if we wax them and have that fresh, shiny copper on there. So that is what we will do. We should have a lot of copper over here. We haven't built with it too much since our boathouse a long time ago. We have a lot of raw copper, but I think the copper ingots that we have will do for what we need. Well, maybe not. So let's craft some of these. And 24 slabs. Okay, maybe we should smelt down some of this copper. So I'm just going to grab about a half stack of this, and we will get that in the blast furnace. Also, I was wrong. According to the Minecraft wiki, it is an amethyst shard, not a diamond, to breed them. I feel like I remember it being diamonds at one point, but I could just be making stuff up. Nonetheless, I think for our floor, we will go with amethyst, just because it kind of matches their whole vibe and what they are into. So let's see, where is my amethyst? I think it is over here. There we are. We have 12 blocks of amethyst and some amethyst shards as well, which we can turn into blocks. I guess we can just turn all of that into amethyst blocks. We can always go find some more. I know of a few places where we have those geodes. So right down here, let's see, I think we will maybe dig into this hillside right here, just a few blocks like that. And that is 7 blocks. We can take our amethyst and start to fill this in going across. We could also do a checkerboard pattern with amethyst and maybe a different color, but we will fill this in to begin with and then go from there. And that is going to be all of the amethyst that we have, so we will have to return to that. We might actually shorten this though, just like that, so it is a little bit farther away from the path, and we can just extend that going that way. For the walls, we will do our light blue wool, just like that. I think this is going to be a very fun building. And then this will go all the way around and maybe extend about that far. Is that an odd number? One more. There we go. So that is 11. And then we will have our quartz blocks here in the corners. And this will be the trim / siding. And I forgot, when we walk on the amethyst, it even chimes for us, which is perfect because the ALLAYS love their music. So I think we will put a door right here. We will do a double door, and we can go ahead and wreck that wall. We will put either amethyst or stone right there for the path leading up to the building. We can go ahead and extend that grass going around as well. I do want to have some windows. I don't want it to be completely walled off in here, so let's go ahead and extend this quartz up. And we will get this placed in here at the corners. That is where the door will be. And we can go ahead and have a window here on this side, one more over here on this side, and then we can have a few along the back. And we can have a couple in the front as well. Now what I think I might do is go get some other blocks, and we will break up this blue pattern with maybe some cyan and some normal blue wool. We will just see how it looks. That way it isn't just one solid continuous pattern. And we decided on these cut copper slabs for the roof, so I think we will stick with the quartz for a roof outline similar to our stone brick that we have over there, and then we will fill in with our copper slabs in between. But what I might do is have a couple of slopes, one on this side and then one across the middle as well, just to give it a little bit more variation. And I think we are going to want to do smooth quartz slabs for these, so let me go make some smooth quartz. And I got the rest of our copper slabs out of the blast furnace as well, so we should hopefully have enough to put the roof on. Well, it is certainly a different look than what we have built all around us, but actually I think it works quite well. Again, once we get these walls textured a little bit more, it will really look pretty nice. So we will do that. We'll put some flowers down, and then we can get our ALLAYS put inside. And how about that? We had the perfect amount of smooth quartz slabs. Now let's see if we can do the same with our copper slabs. Well, not quite. It looks like we need another half stack or so. So I will go make those real quick. I have a few blocks right here that we can get put into. Oh, we are going to be 8 short. That is really unfortunate. And 1 copper ingot short. That's even worse. Let's go see if we can find a single copper ingot anywhere in our storage house. And we only have raw copper. That's okay. We'll just throw that into this furnace and it won't take much time at all. There we go. Alright, now we can craft a block out of that. Oh, I guess we have to put this into our stone cutter. Are we still gonna be short though? That is what I'm worried about here. I think we are. Oh no, perfect amount. Alright, how about that? So let's place this up here, and this will finish up our roof, and then we can go ahead and put on the rest of the walls. I actually really am pretty happy with how this is coming together. We can go ahead and get rid of that now, and reveal a little bit more of the build. Definitely a little bit mismatched, but I think the copper actually complements the blue wool quite nicely. So we are going to stick with this. We can fill in the rest of these walls up here. There we go, and from the outside, that is how that looks. So yeah, those walls are definitely pretty plain. We are going to need to spice those up, but I'm gonna replace these pillars here with smooth quartz just to match with the roof. That way we don't have those lines in here, and we should have enough to do that. Alright, we just got a chainmail helmet. How about that? That will be good for when we try to get every combination of armor and armor trim. So there we go, the smooth quartz is now in place. Now all we have left is texturing the wall, and I'm not a fan of that creeper on top of our roof. That is much better. But once we texture the wall, get some windows put in, I do need to get a little bit more amethyst in here, but it should be ready for our allay friends to move in. So let's see what color panes we have. Nothing yet. I think we will go with white though. I think that will look nicely out there. Or maybe orange. I'm not sure. I think we will try both. So let me grab some white dye, and we will have to make some orange dye. And we will just see what we like more. Actually, what I could do instead is we could place these alternating so we get a stained glass look. How would that be? Let's do something like this. You know what? I kind of like it. It's definitely very goofy, but I do really like this. So we are going to stick with that. I need to make a little bit more orange dye, but that won't be a problem. And we will just fill in all of these windows here now. There we go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like just 6 more orange panes, and then the windows will be in place. Alright, all that we have left now is the floor, and I'm gonna texture the walls real quick, get a small ceiling put on the inside, and then we should be able to call this build complete. See all of you very soon. Alright, and here is our finished allay building. I think it turned out quite nicely. It still needs some landscaping. We will just use some very basic bone meal for now, which I already have some bones, and I will come back between episodes and spice it up just a little bit more, but this will do for now. We have a zombie and a skeleton over here hanging out, so we will take care of them, and I will need to light up down here as we start to expand over in this direction. But if we step on inside here, we will see the amethyst floor, the quartz ceiling. It is very bright and lively compared to the dark oak cage that they have been trapped in their entire lives. So let's go ahead and put a door on here real quick. I think it's kind of obvious what door we are gonna go with, and then we will bring them over and get them situated into their brand new home. So we will just pull them with the leads that we have already, And I think one of them is up exploring the storage house in there. So we will do these 3 first, and then we will do our next 3 after. Let's see if we can get this last one inside here. He is stuck in the window. Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's get lined up. I guess I could also throw some items onto the floor, but that seemed to do the trick. So I'm going to get these doors closed up, and we will let them roam free inside of their new habitat. And let's see if we can find the one that flew off. Here he is, on our second level up here. We will bring him down and grab these 2 as well. That's not what I meant to do, and that's also not what I meant to do. Come on. There we go. Are all 3 on the leads? Yes, okay. And that one just fell off. Alright, at least he picked up all the leads for us. That was nice. So we're just gonna quickly get them all 3 in here, close those doors, and we should have 6 in here. They definitely camouflage very well, and he is going to continue to pick up those leads for us as they drop, and we will get that one off a lead. And I think that is all 6 now, so I'm gonna take that lead back from you, my friend, and we have 6 in here now. So there we go. Our allays are all safe and sound inside of their new home. That is where we are going to leave it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry that we missed out on the previous episode, but luckily, again, it wasn't a whole lot that took place. This was a lot more fun. If you enjoyed this episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!